I get super wasted at dinner. And now I was like, I thought we were going to go out, whatever. And then like we just get in the Uber and now like we're at his apartment. It sounds like a dumb girl who's like, I don't even know what happened. We ended up there. Oh my God.
It was an accident.
It was an accident. I didn't even see his dick. I didn't even touch it.
I don't even know.
I don't even know. I was so drunk. I don't think we had sex, but like I'm not sure.
Chemical X.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Chemical X podcast. It's your girl, Veronica. Also,
and me.
Alessia's here. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your mistress being here as well? Hi, guys. I'm Alessia, the only one that matters. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, put that notification bell on.
Mm-hmm. Leave us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify.
Basically, do your homework.
Yeah, basically, you have a lot to do. Anyway, welcome back to another week. I'm excited. I'm in purple. It's my new color.
I saw. Why are you excited? Oh my God, I'm the Grinch.
Yeah, what the hell? Why are you excited? Should I be crying?
Well, I'm just confused. I'm the one going on vacation, so I don't know why you're excited.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, that was really humbling. Thank you for that. I don't deserve to be happy or excited.
Oh my God, I'm me.
Well, like, I agree, kind of. I actually have no reason to be excited.
We'll just restart this whole podcast.
I'm actually excited because you're going to be gone for 2 weeks. How about that?
Okay, fair enough.
How about that?
You know what? You could like your colleagues and everything, and you could get along, but you always need time away.
Time away. Well, clearly you got the 2 weeks paid vacation, and I didn't. My request got denied.
Between you and me, it wasn't paid.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of funds yet, guys. We have new mics on the way, okay? We can't pay for vacations just yet. We just did our first big purchase with basically the funds that it took us, 2 years to accumulate.
Yeah, don't ever say that we don't like you guys, because we just spent almost $1,000 on microphones. So for every person who, complained about our mics being... Well, it's about to change.
They're about to be studio grade, baby. So you better get used to this annoying voice, because it's coming in high definition next week. Maybe next week, hopefully next week. So I wanted to say, speaking of me wearing a purple top, I was actually wearing like a really nice purple dress the other day. And I was at my family's house, and there was like a doll that was wearing the exact same dress as me. Okay. So basically I got, showed out by a fucking Barbie.
Who showed up first?
Well, the doll lives there, so kind of me. I'm actually the imposter.
Very rude to show up at a house that's not yours, that you were invited to. You were a guest, and you copied the owner. It's not nice.
It's actually despicable on my part.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my little cousin, I was talking about how basically me and the doll are twins, and she was like, oh, well, no, you guys are not twins because she has brown hair. And I was like, no, like, I was like, my natural hair is brown, so like technically we are twins, you know what I mean? And she was like, oh, your natural hair is brown? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, then why did you dye it yellow? I was like, excuse me?
No.
I was like, my hair is blonde. And she was like, yeah, but like yellow. And I was like, my hair is blonde. And she was like, yeah, but same thing, like yellow, blonde, like that's the same thing. And I was like, that is not the same thing. Do not tell anybody with blonde hair that they have yellow hair. I wanted to talk about how there's actually nothing more insulting to a blonde person than the word yellow.
I think there's nothing more insulting to somebody than when a kid just says something and they have no reason or malicious like behavior behind it. It's just like, she's just gonna be straight up.
She's gonna be honest. Actually, another thing that one of my cousins said to me is the funniest thing ever. She said, when are you gonna go back to how you used to look? And I was like, excuse me.
Wait, what? Why? What did
I
she
don't
remember
know.
how you looked like?
I don't know. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you changed so many things about your face. And I was like, no, I didn't. She's like, yeah, you got surgery. And I was like, I got a nose job. Like, I didn't fucking, like, I don't know what you thought. I'm still cute. I still look the same.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, so I was like, I'm insulted, but kids will say fucking anything. Kids will be like, you're fat. And that you're like, excuse me?
Yeah. And then you can't beat them up because you have to remember they're a little kid.
They're a little kid, but let me tell you.
They don't know better.
Kids, there should be like a pass, like a free pass to like punch a kid. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Like, There's a limit of what
I don't
you're
need
allowed
the
to
free
get away
pass.
with.
I'll still do it.
But also I won first place best outfit of the night from them, so I was like, okay, you're forgiven.
Oh my God, did you
I mean,
call
you
me
know.
to thank me since it was my dress?
Well, you spoke about how ugly it was and then lent it to me.
First
First of all, how does that work when you borrow somebody's outfit and people compliment it? Like, you almost feel guilt. Like, you almost feel like you have to say it's not mine.
I think it was fine because I wasn't there. If I was there, you'd automatically have to give me all the compliments. But because I wasn't there,
I say thank you.
You say thank you and you're happy.
They say, where'd you get that dress? You say, Zara. It's mine. I paid for it with my own money.
Yeah, exactly. I wore that dress in London. It looked hideous on me. Veronica's like, can I borrow your really nice purple dress? I said, take it and keep it. Like, I never want to see that dress again. I feel like any girl who's listening or guy, if you go out one day and you wear something and it just like, you know, that night just didn't work out. That dress, you just have the bad experience with it that you never want to see it again. Like, you never want to wear it. And somebody's like, can I borrow it? You're like, yes. And they're like, why are they so willing to lend something they never got a picture and never really wore? I'm like, when there's a bad experience involved, it's like, take it.
Well, to be honest, speaking of that, one time my sister wanted to borrow this really nice black dress that I had bought. Specifically, I bought it for a funeral, but it was like really fashionable and it was super nice. And I was like really happy to get that dress, if that makes sense. So I wore it for the funeral, but it was more of like a fashionable funeral, right? Like, it was like a very nice, elegant party and like a celebration. And then my sister had asked me, like,
funerals are celebrations. Interesting.
It was a celebration of life, I would say. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, it wasn't like
don't worry, I'm not gonna chew you up. I'm just the people listening that are like, we're celebrating a funeral.
Celebration of life. So and then a couple weeks later, my sister was like, hey, can I borrow your dress? I have a funeral to go to and it's like so nice. And I was like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I just don't want this to be a funeral dress. But do you know what I mean? Because everyone has that one dress in their closet that's their funeral dress. And I'm like, if this is like, already I wore it to one and already I put it on again and I'm thinking I wore this to a funeral, like, bad vibes. But if you wear it to another completely different, like, just throw the whole dress away.
Well, it's the funeral dress.
Well, it's the funeral dress now. Like, and not only
but
is
also,
it like,
I understand your sister's point of view. Like, bitch, you wore it at a funeral. Lend it to me.
I don't want to ruin one of my dresses.
Like, what's the difference now? You wore it at a funeral.
It's because I just felt like it's not even really a funeral dress. You know what I mean?
I mean, nobody goes and says it's a funeral item when they buy it. Well, it's a black item.
There are, more so funeral-y outfits. And this one was like cool to wear out. Anyway, so I refused. I refused to request.
We're not going to get in that, but like, I never know what to wear at a funeral. It's so hard. I never know what's not appropriate.
And it depends the family too.
Let's not get off topic though.
Anyways, so speaking of clothes, I refused to request to borrow that dress and I said honestly any other one. But please, I think
I was with her when she was like, I don't understand why my sister doesn't want to lend me the dress.
But I was like, I'm gonna be honest, like, and then my friend was there and he was like, honestly, I agree with you. He's like, I wore something to the funeral and I kind of don't want it to be a funeral outfit. Like, I spent a lot of money on it. But it's like, that's what it is. Once you wear something to a funeral, it's the funeral outfit. Yeah. You can't have happy memories in that outfit anymore.
No,
you can't.
I think whenever something crazy happens, I think for me in the summer when like a tragic thing happened and I was wearing sunglasses, like I always put them on and I'm like, that reminds me of like something I don't want to go back to. So I'm just going to take the glasses and put them back in my drawer.
1,000%. I have things in my closet that I put on. And even though it's nice and everything, I can't look at it because this just reminds me. And don't get me wrong,
like some things are like good memories. You put it on and you're like reminded of the good shit. But some things, man, they're just meant to be
left in the closet.
Yeah.
Actually, give them away. Put them in a bag.
But then you give them away and then you see them wearing it and then you're still reminded. So you don't even give them away.
It's so true though. Like, the little reminders of things, I swear, man.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully there's no funerals anytime soon, guys. Stay safe.
So, speaking of outfits, my aunt had got me this pair of pants, okay? And these pair of leather pants, super nice. I was so excited to wear them. And I wore them one day to go shopping. And no problem. I'm walking through. It's the first time I wear them. I'm walking through the stores and I have no problem, okay? And then I get to Walmart. And I walk into Walmart And as soon as I walk through the doors, I ring. But I'm walking with other people. So I'm like, that's weird. Must be somebody else because I had no problem.
And when you walk in, you're never like concerned.
Yeah, you're never like, it's like, oh, what are you going to do? Like, I just walked in, you know?
Especially
like,
when you walk out and it rings. If you really didn't steal anything, you're not stopping for shit. You're like, I don't even care. Keep walking.
So I walk in, I ring, but I don't even know that it's me at this point. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's stealing? You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to blame anyone else. I walk in, I'm all good. And then I end up buying something at the electronics section. So it's like a different, like you pay for it and then you like walk. You have to go through the whole line and walk out. So like I'm walking through. So already it looks like I'm stealing because I'm not paying for anything at the actual cash. So already I'm like, okay, everyone thinks I'm stealing. Perfect.
Right. And also you'll automatically have that vibe because you already stole that Walmart.
1,000,000%. So I get through like the first set of like doors, which is at the self-checkout. They actually have like a set of like ringers when you leave the self-checkout. So I was like, okay, upgraded. Didn't know that was there. And I walk through those and I ring. And I was like, weird. Like already I feel like a stealer because I paid at a different cash. And everybody kind of like turns around, but like no one says anything to me. So I'm like, okay.
It's almost like if you're confident enough and you walk through, no one will stop you. But if you do the and you look around, ma'am, come here.
So then I'm like, okay, weird. So I keep walking and then I get through, and it was like a little ring, you know what I mean? And then I get through the second pair of doors to actually get outside, and then it's like bah, 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 and it's very like
you're arrested.
And at this point, I don't know what to do because I'm here going like, I swear I didn't steal. Like, what am I doing? So I stop and I'm in the middle and I'm waiting to be essentially arrested for stealing something that I don't know what I stole. So I'm waiting there and nobody cares about me. They're all like, you stole, leave. So I was like, what the fuck? Like usually there's the security guard at the door that checks the receipts. He wasn't there. Nobody gave a fuck. I could have actually stole the whole store. No one would have cared. So I'm there like awkward, like I don't know what to do, and I'm embarrassed because now everybody thinks I stole and they're all watching me steal and leave, I guess. Like, I don't really know. Okay, I go into another store, ring again, and I'm just like, okay, like now I need to know what this is.
Yeah.
Guys, I look in the pants and there's like this little tag that it wasn't like those big honkers that you know why you're ringing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just something, I guess they forgot to scan it to deactivate it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I'm never
Sometimes
going to.
it's even like you just need to move it and twist it.
But I'm traumatized and everybody thought I was stealing. And to make matters worse is the only place I ever got caught stealing was Walmart. So
that's the one place you don't want to be caught.
When they saw that shit ringing, they said, yeah, we know her. Pull up her file. Veronica Rossi? Yep, we remember her. Don't you worry. Send the troops.
Did you ever get away with stealing though before you got caught?
So I don't remember if I stole at Walmart before, but I definitely got away with stealing. And then I found out.
What do they say about stealers though?
You get greedy and that's when you get caught.
Yeah,
true. Let me tell you. And honestly, Walmart guys, I realized, after the fact that I got fucking arrested.
Did you ever pay your fine?
We actually didn't get arrested. We got a warning. You're like, we?
I will literally have no problem stealing if I'm getting a warning. I'll listen. I'll agree with them at the warning. And I'll never do it again, I swear.
Here's the thing, okay? First of all, Walmart, I realized, has extremely, extremely high-end security cameras. Like, they could literally zoom into a logo on your top.
They're following you everywhere.
They have, like, a whole security department in Walmart, which is actually insane because it's not even like they have that expensive things, but whatever. So they know Walmart knows everything, okay? And I saw this week a girl posted a TikTok and she was talking about how for years she was stealing from Walmart thinking she's getting away with it. And then they finally actually arrested her and they're like, yeah, we've been tracking you this whole time. We were just waiting for you to finally surpass an amount that we could actually arrest you for. Wow. And I was like, are you kidding? Which is true because...
And it's kind of like with anything, if you're stealing and you're getting away, you damn know that girl's coming back next week.
Exactly. And it's crazy because it is true. You have to like steal for a certain amount for it to be considered like an actual like worth the penalty, if that makes sense. Like they can't really fine you if you stole for like $80. I think it was like $5,000 or something to actually send her to prison or whatever. Because before that, it was just gonna be like a fine or something like that. But then it was also like, okay, so $4,099.
That's manipulation. Like you should have stopped her and made her learn her lesson after the
1,000,000%.
That was like she's going down. This girl, we're gonna kill her with kindness.
Crazy. But now we all know, guys, you have exactly $4,999 to steal from Walmart before you get arrested. So Use it wisely.
Yeah, don't worry. Get your little SC nail polishes. No stress. Get yourself a Mac computer. I think you still have space.
Well, I'll never forget when we got caught stealing. They're asking for all this stuff, and guys, honestly, it was the most degrading thing I've ever done in my life.
Sure.
I would be honest. But anyways, they're asking for all the things. We're pulling them out of our bags. You know what I mean? And then finally, we end up leaving. Like the whole shebang happened. We end up getting released.
I'm sure there was still a couple things left in your bag.
So we end up getting released, and my sister goes, "I'm still wearing the belt," and I'm like, "Well, we fucked them at least one way. You got the belt." And I just thought it was
I know
hilarious.
I said this story in the past. So like I had like one of my girlfriends who was like known as the stealer in the group. We would all give her our requests. And she would process them if she could.
Processing time could vary depending on,
And the most fucked up thing that she stole, and it just makes me laugh every time, and I don't know why I'm laughing about it, but I laugh at uncomfortable situations, were Tom shoes. Guys, if anybody doesn't remember, Tom shoes are the ugliest shoes I've ever seen in my life. But there was also buy one shoe, one goes back to a kid in need. So like, really? You really gotta fuck the kid in need? Walmart, they can handle it. They can pay the rest. But the kid in need, like, really?
You stole from the kid who needed shoes?
Because it's like buy one pair, the other
and
one
they
gets...
said, yeah.
Which is an amazing concept.
Right, as long as you're not stealing.
Exactly. But I do feel like Walmart already prepays for it, no? So it's just coming out of Walmart. If so, then I'm okay with anyone who wants to do it.
I'm not really sure how
if it's coming from the company itself, that's like disrespect. But Walmart has enough to survive one friend of mine.
one pair of Tom shoes. I will remember though, they were like interrogating.
No, but she was getting so insane with it that she was like, it's 6.5 and I need a 7, so like, do you want the 6.5? Like, it was getting like, bitch, fit in the 6.5.
Don't be greedy now. But when they were interrogating us, they were like, is there a reason you're stealing? Like, do you not have you don't have
you have
money?
to tell them a
like,
family problem.
Yeah, like they were like, do you not? And we're there like, no, we just wanted the bikini and the nail set. Anyway, guys, I just had to share that, almost 10 years later, I thought I was about to get arrested at Walmart again. And there's actually nothing more humiliating than the ringer going off. I have to be honest. It's the same thing as when I had that problem with my car where I would unlock it and it would ring and it was looking like I'm stealing my own car. Like, it's the same. You almost have to, you feel the need to tell everyone, like, I'm not stealing. Like, this is mine. I couldn't steal.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you almost feel like, you want to check my bag? Like,
I know, it's the worst.
it's just so embarrassing. Especially when you're alone. There's no one to laugh with either. Like, when you're with a friend, you could be like, haha, is it you, is it me? Like, you guys could walk out. But when you're alone, you're there going,
Anyone
want to check me? I swear it ain't me. And there's also no one to blame either. Like, the nun now walking behind you, she's going,
literally.
Anyways,
I was always so scared to steal, but I was not scared to give my friend my request.
absolutely. You know what? Like, you don't feel as bad when somebody else is doing the.
And like, I remember it was getting to the point where people were like, I'll pay you to like get it for me at a deal. And she was like, if I'm doing this, okay. Like, she'll take a cut.
She's the fucking corporation at this point. But it's crazy how
safe to say she got caught.
You guys, the crime life is not a long-lasting job. Well, it's the same thing.
Unless you have people working for you.
My boyfriend, he's like, return this from Amazon, blah, blah, blah. He's like, just say you didn't receive it. Like, write in that you didn't receive it. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, it's bad karma. I can't do that. But I was like, but if you want to write it, then
the karma.
I feel like it's not bad. Yeah, I feel like it's on you. It's not on me.
It's even like when I see a spider.
Take my account.
It's even when I see a spider and I'm like, I want that thing, but I'm not killing it. You can have the bad luck. Please kill it for me.
You feel bad to kill a spider?
I mean, I just don't like to go near spiders in general. So like, I'll get somebody to kill it.
Right. That's my reasoning for getting another human to kill the spider, but I don't give a fuck about the spider. If you're the type of person, and I know 2 people like this, my old roommate Pia, XOXO, she didn't want to kill spiders. She would be like, it's fine. Like, just let it go. Or like, let's put it outside. I was like, absolutely not. Kill the spider right fucking now. And also my stepbrother was like that. He was like, let's just transport outside. I'm like, literally,
Yeah,
no, I
but
want it
your
dead.
stepbrother was a granola.
I want it dead, and I want it not to be able to reproduce children. Like, I have no sympathy for spiders. Cancel me. I don't give a fuck. I fucking hate spiders.
My God.
I'm spiderist, 1,000,000,000%.
So you didn't go watch the new Spider-Man movie?
Okay, come on. He's cute. Don't talk about Tom Holland that way. He's not a real spider, okay?
Okay. I actually really want to go watch the movie House of Gucci, and I still haven't went, and mixed reviews on it, apparently. Some people were saying it's really good. Some other people were saying it wasn't. Thoughts? Quick thoughts before we go into our next topic.
I liked it. It wasn't like glitzy, glammy like I thought it was going to be, but I have to be honest, I kind of, if you watch like actual interviews of the real like Patrizia Gucci, I have to side with her. I'm going to be honest, even though she's a killer. She like got a hitman to kill her husband, and she basically said like, I was going to do it myself, but I'm not good at aiming, so I hired somebody else to do it. And I was like, I mean, you're not going to lie.
What do we always say? If you can't delegate your work, then don't do it all.
Who says that? Where'd you get that quote?
That is the stupidest thing.
I don't even know how to recover from that.
Wait, you get where I was trying to go with this?
If you need to delegate your work, then don't do it.
Like, she's good. Like, she knows what her strengths are, and what she can't do, she's able to delegate.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I don't know if that's what you said, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you said something else, but
guys, just going back to the last episode where I was talking about selling the Rolex, well, just want to confirm, cha-ching, it's sold, baby. Yeah. That's all I wanted to just clarify for all the people who didn't care that I sold
all the
it.
people that didn't believe in you. You're proving them wrong.
Exactly. And all the people
for all your haters listening.
Yeah, and for all the people who said that I'm not working, well, I am.
So maybe that vacation is paid after all.
Yeah, one dinner maybe. Okay, no, like 5 dinners.
So
hopefully I'm not paying for a single dinner in Miami. Can we talk about that? Miami's gonna get really expensive, and I'm just hoping that we meet the right people at the right time, and we're just, you know, we're getting invited to dinners.
Miami is definitely the place that'll happen.
You know what I mean?
It's also like the promoters, like, you're like, hey, I'm in Miami, like, what clubs? You know what I mean? Like, can you get me guest list? They're like, okay, so dinner at the pre-drink here, and then we're pre-party the pool party, and then after that we have an after party here, and then 8:30 p.m. meet us at the lobby of Live, and then you're like, whoa!
I know, there's literally, it's kind of like Vegas in the sense where there's so many options, and like you can get invited to everything. As a girl, you really don't have to pay for anything. But I just feel like promoting and doing that was all like fun when you're 21. But now it's like, I'm turning 26. Like, have your career together. Go for your own dinner. Invite your own friends and pay for them. Like, that's where I feel like I should be. But I'm messaging my promoter. I'm going to be real with you. But I did a test online, and it was, you know, like there's all those like fake tests that'll tell you like when you're getting married, or what sign is your soulmate, or all these things, okay? Or like they'll like match your face and then tell you which celebrities you look like, whatever. So I did the one of when I'm gonna get married.
I thought only old people did those tests, but
well, you know what though, I am getting old.
Yeah. I guess you're hitting their target market.
Yeah. I was just like, you know, I'm single. I'm just curious. I know this thing's not real, but
I'm gonna believe whatever it says.
I'm gonna believe whatever it says
if I like the answer.
Exactly. And the answer was exactly what I wanted to see. So they weren't lying. And I actually believe that that's going to be the year. So
perfect.
So apparently I'm getting engaged or married at 29 years old. And I'm going to be honest, when I saw 29, I'm like, oh, I'm really not that far away. How scary is that? I'm like, okay, I'm 26 in January, and I don't see myself getting in a relationship now. Here I am planning like when I'm going to meet someone. Like, I'm so disgusting. I'm like, hey, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I see myself this year not really being in a relationship. So that means that even if I did settle down in a year, okay, that makes me 27.
Okay.
And then I'm like, whoa, hold on. Hold the horses here. If I meet somebody at 27, I'm married by 29. And I'm having this whole conversation that's not even something that's legit. I'm having this whole conversation with my friend on the phone. And I'm like, okay, so if I meet someone at 27, then I'm with them for 2 years, I'm already married. That means that if the marriage is happening at 29, then I've only really been together with them for like a year and a half. My friend's like, whoa, Alessia, relax. I'm like, well, no, like in a perfect world, like I want to know that my person is my person. Like I need to at least be with them for 2 years. Christ.
Don't bring him into this.
Anyways, I'm making all these old-fashioned rules for myself, and I'm just like, wow, maybe my parents did shape me to be old-fashioned. But do you get what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think it's an old-fashioned
But when I told you, you're like, well, you at least need 2 years. I'm like, exactly,
well, that's what I'm
okay.
saying. I don't think it's old-fashioned to wait 2 years to marry somebody because
But then people could be like, when you know, I knew after 3 months. And me and your father have been together ever since we met after that one date, and we've been together. It's 45 years.
We actually married each other on the spot. We just knew the next day. It's just, I'm going to be honest. I'm not that person. I'm not marrying you after 4 months. That's out of the question.
Straight up. I say straight up, watch that happen to me.
A million percent.
It's not.
I've never been that character. Like, yeah, I'm spontaneous and everything, but not when it comes to commitment. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I need to know. Yeah. I do feel like after 2 years, even 3 years, that's when you really know somebody. 1 year is honeymoon stage. Of course you're in love. Of course you want to get married. You're in the best relationship of your life, but shit changes after a year. And I would be nervous to marry somebody. But then again, people get married after 2 weeks and they live happily ever after.
But then it's like people will give you the argument of like they've been through so much shit that all the red flags, they've caught them right away. So like you're almost like closer to finding your soulmate because what you allow in is like detected.
Right.
So like, look, we're no experts. So we're going to leave it at,
ideally,
we're going to leave it to Instagram. Nice. Yeah, 2 years is nice, but looks like I'm on a little bit of a time clock there. But I just want to say I'm so happy that I'm not one of these people getting engaged and like hoping another COVID case is going to hit when I'm trying to get through my wedding. Like there's already so many stresses when you're thinking of getting married. Yeah. I don't need the one of, will my whole wedding get canceled?
Yeah.
No.
I think it would ruin the actual like fun.
And if I'm 29 and COVID is still a thing, like I'm going to be honest, I don't want to get married. Yeah. Forget it. You know what I mean? Forget it. I'll do it at 35 when COVID's not a thing.
If it will never be. Anyway. I always told you to stop living with the times, and what did you do? Do it way more. Yeah. You said, let me take the test to get my exact. Well, you know what's funny? I have a friend who like often goes to see like, well, actually I have multiple friends who do this, but like go see like fortune tellers or like people who read your cards, and stuff like that. And like even therapists, I want to say, like you go to see somebody to talk to you. And I think a lot of the times we're searching for an answer that we already know, or like we're just searching for like somebody to agree with us or something like that. And I think that kind of goes in with like the time thing. You're just almost looking for a reassurance in a sense, like, okay, I'm going to be married by this time, or like, okay, I know this is the right decision. Or even if it's like a stupid little test or whatever, you almost need that like little boost to say, you know what I mean? And oftentimes even like a lot of, I think when we had Naomi on, she was like, a lot of people come to me and they kind of already know. They just need that like reassurance, that validation.
I do want to say a story that happened in New York City that I never shared on this podcast. And I think it's like really funny. And I think it's funny because we've both shared our experiences. If you're an OG, then you know where we're going with this. But we've both shared our experiences of going and see a guy and flying to New York City. And I was like, my experience has been amazing. And yours, like, mine was horrible. Yeah. Anyway, so I go to New York and I finally have this shit experience. Like, Veronica.
Well, I already warned you. What? I already warned you. It's like you go through all these fun things and it's like there's one that's gonna not work out so good.
And it happened, guys. I went to New York City and I FaceTimed this guy and I was so excited to go. And I think this time, I'm gonna be real with you, I was going more for myself than I was going for this guy. Guilty of charge. And whatever, we FaceTimed before and I only saw his face and he was talking and we had good banter. So I was like, okay, like I feel like this guy's like fun. And he put me up in a hotel room, so there was no like pressure there and it was just chill. So he was like, I'll pick you up at the airport. Already I was like, I don't mind, honestly, just taking a cab or like, and then I'll just see you at dinner. Like, picking me up's like, okay, well, I guess I gotta brush my teeth at the airport. Like, I guess I gotta fix my makeup in the airport bathroom. Like, you know what I mean? Just like the little things. Put extra deodorant. And that's a nervous feeling when you have to like meet somebody and like get in the car with them.
Guys, 2022, if one of your resolutions this year is to be groomed from head to toe and just be smelling good, feeling good, and making your hygiene just that much better, then we've got the brand for you, because Manscaped is the best in below the waist grooming for men.
And if it's not on your 2022 resolution, then don't worry, we won't tell anyone. You still have time to add it.
Guys, Manscaped has everything from their ball razors to nose and ear hair trimmers. They even have deodorant, shampoo and conditioner, lip balm, pretty much everything you need to be feeling clean, smelling good, and looking fresh.
And with that being said, we have a discount code for you. So guys, you go on the website, you enter in our discount code ChemicalX at checkout, and you'll be able to get 20% off anything you want on the website. And then your shipping is also free. So I don't see why you wouldn't go.
I agree. I actually think, like, what the hell? And on that note, if with your elevated hygiene, you want a elevated look.
Yes, because if somebody wants to get married, then I'm ready, because I'm dying to go to a wedding so I can see all the hot guys in suits, all the single hot guys in suits, I guess you could say.
Yeah, please don't look at the groom there. So if you're looking for a very nice suit for whatever the occasion is, or if you just want to upgrade your wardrobe, you need to check out Isotti. They are an Italian-based brand, and they make tailor-made bespoke suits. You will pretty much find anything you're looking for, and for a very good price, because we've got a discount code for you.
Use our discount code ChemicalX at checkout to receive 20% off your first Italian suit. So I get out and he calls me and he's like, I'm here. And then I get out and I know looks don't have to be everything, but like already just the way that his height and the way like he spoke, I was turned off. Okay. But I didn't feel like that on the phone.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And I just was like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Like the second I said hi, I'm like, I'm here for 2 nights. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So yeah. And I remember calling you. I think I called you when I got to the hotel. He dropped me off at the hotel. He's like, change, take your time, and then I'll pick you up and we'll go for dinner. And I'm just like, I literally would call my friends. I'm like, I don't, trust me. They're like, hey, but you don't even know him. I'm like, trust me, I just know.
And once you get it in your head that you don't like somebody, it's very hard to change your mind.
I just think there was like mannerisms and things that I was just like, oh, like little things. Like he picked me up and he's like hyping himself up, and like the car he's in, you don't need to remind me of the car you're driving. Like, do you think I don't see?
Yeah.
I'm like, ew, I rather literally a guy who's hot, who's has manners and picks me up in a Mazda. Like, that's where I was at. I was like, oh no, if this is gonna be this showy thing all weekend.
Yeah.
And then he's telling me the car he used to have, and he's like, I used to have a G-Wagon. In my head, I'm like, bitch, if I'm gonna be stuck with you, where's the G-Wagon? You know what I mean? Like, don't flaunt something you don't have. You went down in cars. Don't sell a dream you don't have.
1,000,000%.
Like, straight up. Anyways, guys, so this weekend we go for dinner, and I'm sure you guys can relate if you've ever just went on a dinner and you're just like not feeling it at all, but you want to show interest. It's the first night. I don't feel it, and he's really feeling it. You could tell, you know? So I'm just like, oh my God, I'm drinking so much on the date, and that's a sign of, I mean, that could be a sign of 2 things. Either you're really enjoying yourself and you're just like having fun, or you're really not fucking enjoying yourself and you're like, how am I going to get through this day? And it's alcohol. Have you been there where you're just like, I'm just going to keep drinking because
I can't see your face anymore.
I can't see your fucking face anymore. And like just obnoxious.
Yeah.
And certain things were just like,
the ick.
Yeah. Like, I can't even explain it, but you know, when you're just on that date and it's not right. Like, it's just like, why are you talking like that? And then he lied about his age on the app. And it was just like, no. So he was like my age. I was like, I only found out when I got there. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on a date with somebody my age, which is not the worst thing if you're mature. But then everything made sense. He was immature.
But it's also like, why you lie?
Exactly. Oh, exactly. That's my date.
Like, I think like lying about your age is, first of all, if you're a girl, I feel like, yeah. But also, like, after a certain age, like, why are you lying? Do you know what I mean? Like, after, like, 21, like, why are you lying about your age?
Yeah.
Like,
anyway, so that, like, also threw me off. Amongst a lot of things. And, okay, so we're there. And now I got super wasted at dinner. And now I was like, I thought we were going to go out, whatever. And then, like, we just get in the Uber. And now, like, we're at his apartment. It sounds like a dumb girl who's like, I don't even know what happened. We ended up there. Oh my God.
It was an accident.
It was an accident. I didn't even see his dick. I didn't even touch it.
I don't even know.
I don't know. I was so drunk. I don't think we had sex, but like I'm not sure. Oh, I could guarantee you we didn't have sex. I'll tell you that. We get in his apartment. He's making us drinks, and I'm like, I'm not having sex with this guy, and I'm super wasted right now. What do I do? Well, I didn't have to think much longer because I started puking everywhere.
Your body said, I'll be taking care of that.
And I was acting like Mrs. I could drink, like no stress. He was like, well, you're ordering a lot of drinks. Like, you sure you can handle it? I'm like, yeah, of course. That was good. Everyone's good until they have to get up.
It's all good, so you have to walk.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, oh, brother. And then you get in a car after you walk. Yeah. So
Especially at night when it's...
the Uber, it was just a mess, okay? Anyways, so we get there, and now I'm puking all over his bathroom. First date. No, it's like, well, like, you don't like him. He doesn't like you. Like, and I'm just like, oh my God, perfect excuse. Like, I'm wasted. Like, don't talk to me. I'm throwing up. I'll never have to see you again. Like, that's my logic when I'm wasted. And then I was like, I finished throwing up, and I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. I'm like, anyways, I'm just going to leave. And he's like, no, stay. I'm like, no, I have my clothes. He's like, I'll lend you stuff. And I'm like, no, you want to have sex? I don't want to have sex with you. Like, it's not happening. So he's like, no. But then you also have that card of like, you just threw up. Like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not feeling well. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. Like, it was just like, I slept peacefully. And then I wake up and I'm in New York City. And I'm with this fucking guy to my right.
Oh, wait, you slept over?
I slept over, Veronica. I don't know. Did I tell you that? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Anyway, so I slept over and I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my God, I threw up last night. And he was like, you were really like, my problem is when I drink a lot and like, I'm not really into you. Like, I'm really honest. And I was just like honest and I was myself. And I think like I was like making fun of him and stuff. Like, I was just doing little things, but he was doing it back. Like, we were ripping on each other, whatever.
Like, you guys fucking hated each other.
Well, so listen. So now the next night, okay, the next day I'm like, I'm calling my friends. I'm like, do I tell him like I'm going to go back to Montreal? Like, I just not feeling it. I didn't know what to do because I felt bad. He also paid for my hotel room another night and my flight. So, so I didn't know how to lay him off. And I was like, okay. So then during the day, he was like, we're going to just go like walk in Soho and we're going to get ice cream. And I was like, okay. And then after that, he's like, oh, let's go watch Netflix. Let's go to my house. I'm like, I'm in New York City. You think I care to go watch Netflix with you? You want to start Squid Game together? I'm like, leave me alone. So I made an excuse and I was like, I need to go back to the hotel room. Because I want to change into my tights before I come and watch a movie at your place. So he's like, okay, I'll drop you off. And then like, you'll walk or take a cab because the hotel was like near his place. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I get there and I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm going to his place to watch Netflix. I'm like, what do I do? I made a whole plan up and I was like, it's fine. I'll just say that I have to go get my COVID test. And he was like, don't worry, I have that handled for you tomorrow. Like, before you leave, like, you don't need to do that today. And I played it like I'm that girl who's like, nervous about not having it on time and I need to go do it, so I can't come watch the movie with you, so I'm just gonna go to Soho really quick and get my PCR test. And while we were walking during the day, I forgot to mention that his friends were like, oh, like, come out to dinner, it's a big dinner for the birthday. And I was like, amazing. No, I can't do another day with this guy just alone. So a date where all his friends are there is like the perfect escape, because now I'm gonna be talking with his friends. Who knows if there's a couple other cuties there. Like, I'll find my way around that night, you know. So I tell him that and he's like, kind of like, you could tell, upset that I'm going and do my PCR test. So I tell him I'm going to do my PCR test, but I made sure to go in a fucking outfit with booties. And I'm telling him that I'm going to get my PCR test, but my PCR test took 10 minutes and now I'm literally in the city. And I had met in Vegas, when I was in Vegas, like a really chill guy and his girlfriend who are like always in the scene. And he was like, there's like a party happening around 6. So come. But now we just locked in dinner plans with his fucking whole group of friends at like 9 o'clock. So I'm like, it's 5 o'clock. I'll get my PCR test. Then I'll tell him I'm tired. I want to take a nap. And I'll just meet him at the dinner, which is like fucked up if you really think about it. But I was willing to go through.
But it's fine.
He hates me, but like I'm willing to go through any lengths at this point. So I get my PCR test. We're good. And now I'm in Soho and I'm figuring out my plans. I pop out Raya. Like I literally met this guy on Raya. He thinks we have this whole weekend together. And I'm literally like, what's up? What are you doing tonight? Like, I think that I never saw more Raya guys on my trip where I was on a date and literally like this guy to this day doesn't even know everything I did. I go meet up with everybody from the people I met in Vegas, and now it's like such a vibe here. I'm like, finally, like New York's starting for me. Everyone's so nice. I'm making friends. Like everyone's so friendly. I'm getting wasted. They're like, Alessia, you want to eat? They're bringing me food. They're like saying my name on the speaker. Like it was just like a vibe. I felt like I was in Vegas and like I had homies, you know? And then they're like, who did you come here with? Obviously, like what am I doing there alone by myself? I'm like, I came with my gay best friend, and you know how it is with gays. He wants, you know, he wants to go see his friends. Made up a whole lie, even to like the people I knew, because I didn't know how to say like, you know what I mean?
I'm ditching a guy I hate.
I'm ditching a guy I hate. They're going to be like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So I just like was like, it's easier to just, they're like, well, your gay friend could have came. I'm like, I'll see if he wants to come later. Like I was tip top liar to every single person I was talking to. Raya guys were like, you're here in town. Like who you here with? Like I was lying to every single person. I was like, I don't know how people do it because I'm exhausted from all the lies and stories I'm creating.
No, I can never.
So now the guy is calling me. He's like, hello, you're going to make it for like, what time? Are you done your PCR test? Like, do you want to come over? And I'm like, finally, I'm just shopping. So I'll just meet you at 9 at the restaurant. Got rid of him. I was like, good. He's done with.
If I was him, I'll be honest, I hate you.
You know what I mean? 100%. But whatever. I think that's a strong thing of mine. Like I will always do what I want regardless. And I've said this, regardless if you pay for anything for me, like I will never feel like I owe you something. Because if I'm not feeling it, how the fuck are you feeling it, sir?
Yeah.
You know?
That I don't get, you know?
But he was feeling it anyways. I don't know.
Guys can be really, what's the word? Blind or oblivious to signals.
Yeah. So now I'm at this party. I'm getting super fucking wasted. And now I'm forgetting I have a dinner at 9. My phone's dying because I've been out this whole time. And they're like, babe, why are you leaving? I made friends. I don't want to leave either. I don't want to leave. I'm eating truffle fries, burgers in the club. Like I'm having a blast for the first time ever this trip. And now my phone's dying. He's giving it to the DJ. The DJ's like, I'm like, but I need it back in 15 minutes. He's calling me. We're all at the dinner. Where are you? I'm wasted at this point. Look at my phone. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Now I'm like, I'm wasted. I'm showing up at this dinner. Like, Alessia, what are you doing? So I leave. I get in the Uber and I'm on my way to the dinner. I'm like, I really need to sober up. I call a friend. They're like, you're in no position to show up at this dinner. I'm like, should I just cancel? They're like, no, sober up and go inside. Like, you don't want to be mean. I'm in like a short dress, like black boots, and like, you know, I was out and you know, I drank. Like, you know, the vibes of a girl who was out drinking.
Yeah.
So I get to the restaurant. Well, I actually went to the wrong place. He's like, where are you? It was a whole mess. I get back in another Uber. I get finally to the restaurant. Everyone's sitting. Imagine him talking about this girl he's having in town all week, talking about showing all his friends, me and everything. And he shows up to his dinner with no dick, like alone, no dignity. And I'm out partying and he has no idea because I hid him from my stories and I still posted. I'm a savage. I'll have stories for my kids, I think.
I don't know if these are the stories you want to tell them.
These are not the stories I want my kids knowing as she's airing it out on a podcast.
They're going to go, Mom.
Anyway, so I get to the dinner and he's like, are you drunk? I'm like, no, at all. Why are you saying that? He's like, I'm just
so you're just weird?
He's like, oh, no, I was just asking. You look like you drank. I'm like, no, at all. The waiter's coming. You want to drink something? Me, I'm like, no, actually, I'm going to be fucking wasted one more drink. I'm like, absolutely. That's like a vodka 7. My vodka 7 comes. He's like, you're not really drinking. In my head, I'm like, I'm trying to sober up. Because if I take this drink, I'm going to start stay, like, you know,
we're going to be puking like yesterday.
Anyway, and I just want to let you know, there was 3 other cute people at the dinner. And he was
Neither of them was the guy.
Neither of them was the guy that I was sitting next to, but the guy in front of me was fucking cute, and he was giving me the look where I was like, okay, I feel like
You're not a good friend, and you would fuck me. Tell me you know what I mean, though. Okay, so you're not close friends with him, I see. Okay. You're giving me the eyes like you don't really care about this friendship.
100%.
1,000,000%.
And then I go to the bathroom and I meet two Italian girls. I'm telling them how I hate the guy I'm with and this and that. And she's there with her boyfriend. So we all leave the bathroom. I make two friends and I'm like, where are you guys going later? Like, I became that girl on that trip. Yeah, like I became that girl.
You're
bro.
a leech.
Anyway, so I made this friends. Now they're like, poor girl. I told them my whole story in the bathroom. We follow each other on Instagram. Now we always chat. And they're at their dinner table having a blast, looking at me like, poor thing.
And you think you're so slick probably too while you're wasted.
And they all
the guy's going,
know.
I literally see you making hand
And
signals.
then I was like telling my guy, I'm like, I just made two like friends in the bathroom. And then the cutie in front of me was like, why don't you tell him to come out after? And I was like, I did. He's like, oh, okay, you're a cool girl. Like I'm like, yeah, of course. But they have boyfriends and like they're not coming basically. And he's like, oh, okay. And then after he's like, show me their Instagram. So I'm chatting with the guy in front. I'm like, okay, fun. I showed him Instagram. He goes, not my type. I show the other girl. He goes, not my type. In my head, I'm like,
hello, Deandra.
what's your type?
Brown hair.
Yeah, well, clearly, because anyways.
Sorry, no, say what you want to say about blondes.
No, but one was a blonde and one was a brunette. Okay. And he was just like, anyway, he's like, not my type, not my type. And then anyways, so now after eating dinner, they have to understand like dinner is their first thing. I'm already on like my third thing of the night. Okay. After dinner, we go to one of the guys that's there, to their pre-drink. So now it's like the dinner. Now we're at a pre-drink. Okay. Now the pre-drink before we're going out clubbing. I'm like, I don't know how long I could do this for. And I'm embarrassed to be, you know, when you're really not feeling it with someone and like there's already a few other people you're like, I would like way rather be with, which is really fucked up to say, but I just didn't know how to say it. And when we were at the pre-drink, I was just being like, I was chatting with all his friends. Just another thing, okay? When I got to the dinner, obviously I had a lot of alcohol in me. I was making sure to be super social with everyone. I'm from Canada, like really including, like I was being a good wing girl, I guess. Like I was really like including myself in conversations, never was on my phone. I went on my phone for 1 second and he was like, put your phone away. We're at a dinner. I'm like, you're not, like I literally, and it was like, there's so many things that bothered me about him. And when he said that, I literally was like, first of all, you're not my father. Don't tell me what to do. And even my father doesn't talk to me like that. And secondly, have I not been super inclusive in every conversation and spoken to all your friends? He's like, correct. Oh my God, I'm being brought back again. Correct. And I'm like, so why are you telling me I can't be on my phone when there's like 5 people on their phone? He's like, never mind, forget I said anything. And I'm like, ew. Don't tell me like what to do because I do not respond well with that, you know? It's one thing if I'm being rude and you say it in a way, but I wasn't, you know? I really made it a thing to show my personality, which was what really pissed me off. And the guy in front, like I think kind of saw me like stand up for myself. And I don't know if he was like, okay, like sassy girl over here. Anyway, so now we're at the pre-drink and I'm not talking with him. I'm talking with the guy in front of me. Who was in front of me at the dinner, who was cute, and like a couple of other people. And then the guy who I came on the trip for was like, can I speak to you a second? So he pulls me aside. This is my last night now in New York City. He pulls me aside and he's like, did something happen with us? Like, is there, like, because I thought we really hit it off and I'm confused, like, why I feel like you don't like me or I'm like, can I be honest with you? And now I'm like, I'm leaving tomorrow. Like, let me just be honest. I'm like, to be honest with you, I'm just really not feeling it. And I just want you to know that, like, I've had so much fun this weekend. And there's no way you could be feeling it if I'm not. Because if we're both not feeling, like, I basically made it super, like, I'm not rejecting you. This is both of us. This is both ways. Like, I'm so happy I came. I'm so happy I met you. But I think, like, we're just more, like, friends. And I don't see you in that way. And like, I really hope like we could just have a fun night, like no hard feelings. So I thought like just like easing that would be like, okay, it's our last night here. Like we're just going to be friends. It would just like hop off my dick basically and just like enjoy the night. He did not respond well to that. He's like, wow, it's the first time I get rejected. In my head, I'm like, yeah, right. I think it was the first time somebody was just like telling him how it is. I don't know if it's like getting older, but like I have no time for bullshit. And like, I just want to tell you, like, if you're feeling like you're getting something out of this and I don't feel that way, I'm going to tell you. So and I told him, and then he like kind of walked away. And like, I don't really know anybody at this pre-drink. And also other girls came. So, like, I didn't really feel included at this point because now he took away his friends and he's telling his friends in the corner like a child. Instead of being a man and, like, handling it differently, he started pulling his friends away. So, I started to really feel unincluded at the pre-drink. Yeah. So, I was like, okay, fine. So, I was like, I'm going to leave. You know, like, this is my call. Like, I'm going to leave. So, I go up to him and I'm like, do you want me to leave? Because I know he's telling everybody. Yeah. He goes, do what you want.
Oh, God.
Do what you want. I'm like, kick it. Alessia, like, this is your sign. Like, leave. Yeah. So I leave and I'm getting in the elevator to leave. And all the girls are like, babe, hold the elevator. I'm like, straight out of a movie. Here we go. I'm like, no, I'm trying to escape. And I can't tell these girls right now. Yeah. All their friends, boyfriends of the friends. I'm like, no. So they all like get in the elevator now. And with like one of the guys, it's all girls and one guy, we're in an elevator and we're going down. And in my head, I'm like, I'm like leaving when we get out of here. So now they have a driver and everyone's getting in the Uber and I'm just turned to my left and I'm walking the other way. And they're like, babe, where are you going? Get in the thing. We're going to the club. I'm like, I'll meet you guys there. I'm taking another Uber. I wasn't going to start saying the story. I'm like, they're like, no, like, come. And then I just looking at them, I just turn around the other way and I just kept walking. And the rest was like history with that. I just kept walking and that was it.
And now did you speak to him ever again? Like,
I honestly did feel bad because I was like, I don't feel it with him, but I'm not going to go if he doesn't want me to be there and if he feels rejected. So I just walked away and I was like, whatever, like you have Raya. There's so many other options. Like your Saturday night is just about to get sicker. Your Saturday night's about to get a little better anyway, so it's fine. So now I leave and now take this, guys. The guy who was sitting in front of me at the restaurant where Veronica said it, I didn't. They weren't that close. DMs me. I guess found my Instagram, which is already really weird if you think about it. Like, how do you find me? Yeah. And he finds my Instagram and says, hey, where are you going tonight? Want to leave and go to Blonde? ? Okay. And I'm like,
so he's really not a good friend.
I mean, you know what though? Like, I never hooked up with him or anything and it didn't work out. Like, sometimes it happens that way. No?
I mean, if you brought a guy to dinner, I saw you guys weren't hitting off and I'm messaging him, hey, what are you doing later? I think it would matter.
I think it's different with girls than it is with guys, though.
I don't know about that.
I'm sure. I definitely think he was pissed. I'm sure if he would have waited like 2 weeks, I think it would have blew over and then it's like, it's fine. Like,
well, I definitely think that they're not that close.
When I went back, that's when I saw the message from the guy, which was too late to go meet him at Blonde because I don't care. The friend's not my friend. Like, I found him cute. I was so down to like
I already fucked them over. Let's continue the.
And then the next day he was like, don't leave. I'll change your flight. Let's have an amazing day in Soho. And I was like, wow, like I actually really like vibed with this guy. Like he would be the reason I would stay in Soho today. But I was already at the airport. I'm like, fuck it. The next time I come, like we'll definitely see each other. And then that was it. So that guy hates me, hates my guts. And I was like, Alessia, like, you know, put your pride aside. On the way back, I literally sent him a message. I'm like, look, I'm so sorry it didn't work out. Like, I didn't want it to work this way, but like, that's what happened. And like, thanks again for everything. Like, I just thought, like, let me do my part to just be like, thanks. No response, whatever, what I thought. And that's my bad story in New York City.
I mean, for me, when you had told me, like, I think I'm going to tell him no, I was like, just stick it out. Like, just fuck it. Like, just continue going. Because it's just so not my personality. Like, I do not have the balls.
I know. I don't want to upset somebody. But then you really get to a point when you're repulsed with someone that you're like, leave me alone.
Say something.
Like, leave me alone.
Like, you're going to pay your flight back. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's what it was. Point. I'm like, if he cancels my hotel, whatever, I'll just get another one. Like, I'd rather have an enjoyable night on Saturday. And I did. I actually went out and like a Raya guy was like, come, we're all drinking there. And like we hit it off and I just had a fun night. And I was so happy I did that.
Crazy.
Yeah, being single, I tell you, it comes with its crazy stories.
Do you feel like that was like the last, like, was that like the turning point?
I just was like I need to take a break from Raya. I need to take a break because like there's a million guys who are always gonna want to like see you and fly you out and like get to know you. And I just was like, it's like I've done it. Like I need a break. I'm tired. Your girl is exhausted. I was getting off like a thrill off just like doing it. And
I think in the beginning it's definitely like so
because it was also
fun,
like I was so
thrilling.
single and I was like, let me live all the moments I lost or like felt like I missed, which, you know, after a while it actually gets even more lonely doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
So
but I think it just like over time it gets repetitive. Like at the beginning it's really exciting and it's like, oh my God, yay, all these people want to fight me down, like all these people want to see me. But then it's like it gets like really repetitive. And then it's also like people don't realize the commitment of having to stay with somebody you do not like.
Yeah. Even having your hotel room.
Yeah.
It's like
just like having like just sometimes like I've come to the point where like, and obviously not now because I'm in a relationship, but like in the past I was almost to the point where I was like, I would rather pay this for myself than have to like endure sitting beside somebody I do not fucking like.
Yeah.
Like I cannot stand you.
Yeah, and if I knew I wasn't gonna like him from the beginning, I would have never
for
went,
sure.
you
But
know? But I was just like,
it's that risk you take not knowing somebody and going somewhere and meeting them. Like you never know. And I tell you, like,
and
it's
you know
one
you
thing to do
really-
a weekend, but it's like imagine like 2 weeks you're going on a trip.
And you know you really don't like someone when like they're doing something and you're like imitating them or like you're really feeling comfortable enough to like fully be yourself. Like he would always be like hello, like if he liked something or like he's ordering something on the menu that he was into, he'd be like hello, how are ya? Like that wasn't sitting right with me. Hello, how are ya? And it's just like one of those things like shut the fuck up, like. And then I had happened to go on my expense on another trip. And then I was like, cool, that guy that I didn't get to see, his friend, like I'll see him now that I'm like in New York and I want to like vibe and like go for dinner with him or whatever. We went for drinks and like soon after that, like I just also realized that maybe it was just like because he was there, but like all friends, they're pretty similar. So don't fool yourself thinking, you know, you want the friend. Because I learned soon after that I don't want the friend either, okay? I don't want the friend either.
Throw the whole group in the garbage.
They're all the same. The tree doesn't far.
The what?
The tree doesn't fall far from the
what?
Honestly, today, like, just, it's not for me.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree is what Alessia's trying to say.
Yeah, I think I just mean, like, you know, don't think the friends are any different.
I think a lot of times, especially in guy groups, I've seen more often than not, like they're always the first ones. I find it's funny how like guys' loyalty works. It's very like you break
like
up with a guy and the
it's
friends,
like you could never do that, and I think that's why a lot of girls like lie and do it sneakily, where guys are just like, bro, between me and you, like straight up.
I mean, I think it's
mad,
still bad. I think it's still bad, and I think like it's not even like they don't care. I just think guys are way more like they don't give a fuck. Like they're just gonna do it anyway, and I find that fucked up. Like I've seen it so many times that like I was with somebody and then like we break up or whatever, and then their friend immediately after, or even when I'm with the guy, I see the friend out somewhere and they're flirting with me. I'm like, whoa, like okay, so you're not a good friend.
I did realize that if you are not with good company, you could be anywhere in the world and it doesn't matter.
So
I'll leave you guys on that note.
It's so true though.
Yeah,
it's so true. I just can't go places with
you're like
people
so
I don't
excited
like.
to be in New York City because it's New York City, but you're not actually experiencing it the way you want to because you're
just not having a good time.
Because you're the guy you went to see wants to watch Netflix and chill while you're in New York City, like
Squid Game.
Like, please, I didn't even watch that when I got back. Like, shut up.
For sure. Anyway, I totally agree, guys.
I'm out of breath. I feel like I spoke a lot this episode.
Yeah, was I even here?
I'm so sorry, guys. If you want a solo episode with just me next time, between you and me, just write to me separately.
Between you and you, basically.
No, like you and me, like the people
got
listening.
it. I got it.
Okay.
It was a joke. It's fine.
Like I said, you get chemical, I get X. Well, I'll tell you what those X's want to do to me.
I'll tell you what that X is for. That group of friends. And let me tell you, X doesn't mark the spot.
Any tips you want to give anybody who's traveling abroad?
But honestly, I think it's really important not to do anything you don't do. Like I said, I
Don't
don't
do.
have the balls. Don't want to
do.
Don't want to do. And like I said, I don't have the balls to stand up to anyone. But take from Alessia, learn from Alessia, stand up for yourself, and
Know your rights.
know your rights as a
Go
thrown
get
down
wasted
girl.
before the dinner you have to endure. That's the best case scenario.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. Yeah, thank you so much for learning from
You think
our
people
mistakes.
are gonna judge me in this week's episode?
1,000,000%.
Right?
Right.
Do
Well,
you
I'm the
think
stealer. You're the. We're both fucking criminals at this point. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening, watching. As usual, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below.